Let's discuss question number 10 from test 1. This is from, let's see the question first. In a general bearing, okay, so this is from your machine design. Okay, so what is given in a general bearing, what happens, that is asked. Okay, so what is a general bearing? General bearing is basically, what is a bearing? First of all, a bearing is something which supports a radial load or which support load. Now if it is radial load, it's radial bearing. Most of the general bearings support radial load. Okay, now if it is supporting axial load, it's called as thrust bearing. So you have a bore, and inside that you have a shaft, and there is slight eccentric, I mean here though I have drawn it in this way, but let me draw a neat figure. You have shaft, and then you have a bore, and then inside that you have a shaft. The shaft is moving clockwise, and what happens is this is mostly stationary. Now this can be your main bearings, basically crankshaft running inside your block of the engine, or it can be anything, but mostly the outer thing is stationary, and there is some bit of eccentricity between the bore center. This center is this, and shaft center is this, so a bit of eccentricity. Okay, and now when it rotates, so basically what happens, when it is in ideal condition or it is stationary, there is a fluid in between. Okay, and now when it rotates, the fluid tries to move in this way. Okay, so basically now if you compare this portion is sort of a wedge and for the fluid. So fluid basically tries to move from a diverging area to a converging area, and there is a pressure buildup in this area. So there is a wedging effect which happens, and the fluid moves from converging, fluid moves into converging area from the diverging area. Okay, so due to basically to the shaft motion. Okay, so basically because of the shaft motion, the fluid moves from diverging area to converging area, and there is a pressure buildup which basically supports your the load. And now all this thing is called your hydrodynamic lubrication. Because of the, why hydro? Because you are using fluid, and why dynamic? Because the entire thing happens because of the shaft motion. So hydrodynamic lubrication. So why lubrication? Because you have the thin film that sets up, creates a very high pressure. The pressure distribution is something like this. On the bearing or on the shaft, the pressure distribution is maximum in this thin film, and this pressure that is created in the thin film always keeps the solid surfaces of the shaft and the bore apart from each other, so there is no wear. So that from there you get this lubrication term. So the answer is B, option is B. Thank you.